Gavin Williams is making a good living right now. He was lights out last night, guys. 7 innings, 2 hits, both to Andy Paez, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, gave up no runs. I think he only threw 85 pitches, I believe. And I wanted him to start the 8th. I figured he probably wouldn't, but I think he could have. But it really was capped off in that 7th inning, guys. He got in trouble for the only time in the game, really, in the 7th. He gave up a base hit to Paez, got both hits off him. So he gives up a single to Paez to start the 8th. Start the bottom of the 7th. And at the time, the Guardians were only up 2-0. Yeah. And then he walks the number 9 hitter, Freeland, and Ohtani's coming up, and I was like, oh, boy, I wonder if they're going to take him out here. Now, I don't know if anybody was ready yet because they had just started warming somebody up that inning. But I was like, you got to let him try to get out of this. And then Ohtani hit a hard ground ball, but nice double play turned by Rocchio and Arias. They called Ohtani safe at first initially. The replay overturned it. It was close, but I thought he was clearly out, and they got it. And then he got Tucker, I believe, to pop up to the outfield to end the inning. So this was a brilliant, if you consider the lineup, I mean, that's a great performance against any team.
Yeah.
But if you consider the lineup you did it against, you didn't give up a hit to the top 5 in their lineup.
Ohtani, Tucker, Betts, Freeman, and Will Smith.
The top
no
5,
hits.
I mean, their whole lineup is good. But their top 5 is sensational, and you gave up no hits to their top 5. Extremely impressive performance. Go ahead, Mike.
Not just impressive, but relatively historic. I saw a stat.
Yeah.
In the last 25 years and change, so going back to the year 2000, 7 pitchers, that's it, 7, including Gavin Williams last night, have ever thrown 7 innings of 2-hit or less baseball, no earned runs, 10 or more strikeouts on 85 pitches or less. That's it. It's the whole list, 7, and it's in the tag board if you want to take it up. The names on that list.
Tag board full, and we're only going halfway with.
We could do halfway. You can do full, whatever you want, but if you want to take the tag board so we can see the names on that list.
Now we might need to go full because I can't see anything.
I'll read it for you.
Here we go.
Emmett Sheehan last year, Clayton Kershaw, Kyle Gibson, Jose Barrios, Jordan Lyles, Barrios, and Greg Maddux. That's the entire list since the year 2000 of pitchers who did what Gavin Williams did yesterday. And the most impressive thing to me, Bull and Jason, he had a 60% whiff rate on his curveball yesterday. It was absolutely filthy how good his command was on his off-speed stuff yesterday. And when he has the fastball in the high 90s combined with the breaking ball with the whiff rate plus 50%, I don't care if he's facing the AAA team for the Dodgers, the Venezuelan team that won the World Baseball Classic, Team USA.
Yeah.
You ain't hitting this guy.
By the way, what's funny is 3 of the other 6 guys on that list are garbage.
Well, 8 of
I'm sorry. I'm saying Emmett Sheehan is garbage. He's not garbage. 2 of them, Lyles and Gibson, are garbage. Barrios is solid major leaguer. Sheehan's a young guy.
Gibson had a couple decent years here and there.
He was mostly garbage.
6 of the 7 are on that list in the last 8 years, which is the rise of strikeouts.
Well, the strikeouts.
But could you go back to look at our boy here? Look at Mikey. Look at everything he just dropped on you with.
He just had all those
whiff
stats
rates
down.
and everything. Our boy, he's all
That's
grows
true.
up.
I didn't even take
he's
that
all
in.
grows up.
I get a
Sorry,
new chair.
Mike, I didn't even take it
big
in.
boy chair.
I was so distracted by you mispronouncing all the names of the other pitchers.
It's not my strong suit. I'm a stats guy. I'm not a pronunciation guy.
I got a message this morning that said, can you correct Mike? He doesn't know how to pronounce Jim Thome. What were you calling him?
Jim Thome.
He says Tomei.
Oh, Thome.
Once again, I am a stats guy.
Yeah.
Pronunciation.
Yes, but you work in TV, so pronunciation
But no,
is important.
that was a really good stat that you just pointed out that he brought up. The
Stats
whiff
guy.
rate.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
but also we do. You're right. We need to correct.
I needed to fix the
Do
pronunciation.
you walk through a dower or a door?
The door.
Okay, so it's Brad Doherty, not Dougherty.
See, I'm not.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
Doherty.
Next.
But no, that was a good job.
Yeah.
That was an excellent job.
Yeah.
And I'll go just a step further. Just the road trip in general. Like I was
4-3.
I mean, if you come home 2-5, all right, good job. Like take one in each city. That was a brutal way to start. And to come home from that trip 4-3 is awesome. The pitching has been terrific. The lineup, I still believe the lineup will be okay when these guys are healthy. They're scoring just enough to win, and they're getting dominant pitching. I mean, the Dodgers today have to be going, who are Parker Messick and Gavin Williams, and what have they done to us? Because these are not household names.
No.
Gavin Williams might be, by July.
Yeah. I mean, the Dodgers.
He's not now.
Yeah, the Dodgers scored 7 runs in the 3-game series.
It's incredible.
I mean, that's a pretty impressive what the Guardians did. And just in general, I mean, the worst pitcher you faced on the road trip was Emerson Hancock, who's a young pitcher on Seattle, who pitched great.
Who was dynamite.
dominant.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
So, and it continues because you're facing 3 good pitchers against the Cubs coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
So they have faced the lineup. I think has been okay, considering the pitching that they've faced. Remember, the Mariners, I think, will be one of the best teams in the American League. The Dodgers are the best team on paper in baseball. And the Cubs next are probably one of the best teams in the National League. After that, Kansas City, Atlanta, St. Louis. The
first pitch a little bit of a break. I'm just looking at the pitching.
Right. Kansas City will have Reagans and Waka in that series were solid.
Will Reagans pitch in that series?
I think he's supposed to because he's pitching today. So I think he's going to pitch one of those games. Atlanta's entire starting rotation pretty much is on the injured list outside of Sale. I'm not sure where he's lined up. St. Louis has no good pitchers right now. Baltimore so-so. But, so the pitching matchups will get a little easier. But you're right, guys. It was a great road trip. And what's funny is you think about that road trip. Your closer did not pitch well.
No.
Your best player, José Ramírez, did nothing really until that home run last night.
Yeah.
And your second best player coming into the season, Kyle Manzardo's looked lost at the plate so far. Now, I already got people telling me you got to bench Kyle Manzardo.
That's ridiculous.
Stop it. Go ahead.
That was a really bad pitch he swung at.
He looks awful right now, but it's a week.
Yes. My God, it's April 2nd.
Yeah.
He has to be in the lineup every single day. There's absolutely no reason to bench him. Now, he is terrible defensively. I still think you have to put him out there occasionally just to move guys around because you're going to have to DH DeLauder. And you can't take the bat out of the lineup. So he's going to have to play first base. But you have got to have him in the lineup every single day. He will not be hitting 093 a month from now. He's going to have 30 home runs this year, I would think.
I have a very dumb brain sports take that I think applies exactly to Kyle Manzardo right now. Steve, will you take his stats again? If you are a sub 100 hitter at any point in the season, you can't have that mustache. You got to shave this.
It is bad.
You got to shave this. That is a mustache.
Bad mustache.
But you could pull it off if you're hitting 30 home runs in a season. Or if you're hitting 280. We could forgive the bad facial hair.
His OPS is a mediocre batting average.
Yes. My point is you cannot have the iffy, questionable mustache and perform like this. And I'm not worried even in the slightest about Kyle Manzardo. But we can't be showing that graphic if that's your legitimate team headshot, which the Guardians put out there for us to use. If those are your numbers.
He looks like he's straight out of 1987.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Either baseball or porn. One or the other. I don't know.
With the hair, he looks like he could be playing for the Boston Red Sox. First base in 87.
Jim Rice and Dwight Evans.
Yes.
I come with whiff rates, and then I come with you can't have mustaches and sub 100 batting average. You got to get a little yin and yang on both of those.
I think you got it. You're 4-3 against 2 really good teams with 3 of your 5 best players doing essentially nothing in the first week. I think that's a pretty good sign because you know that Cade Smith and José Ramírez certainly are going to be fine, and Kyle Manzardo will be fine too. So it's a great start. You get a day off today. Most of the league is off today. And then you get the home opener tomorrow. I think the weather's supposed to be really good, right? 70?
We got Betsy Kling coming in a little while.
Yeah, she'll come in later.
Give us the exact details.
We'll have Curtis Danberg with some talk about the first home week. We'll have Betsy Kling from obviously upstairs, Channel 3 weather. Will give us the update for this weekend. I think it's supposed to be nice Friday and Saturday. Of course, the home opener is going to be right here on WKYC, Channel 3. The home opener coverage begins at 1 o'clock. Wow, we got 3 hours of pregame coverage. The game begins at 4 o'clock, so it's going to be a fun day. Guardians, Cubs, 4 o'clock this Friday, tomorrow, right here on WKYC. We're excited to be the home of the Guardians opening day game. Guys, so last night, obviously, great performance by Gavin Williams and some really great defense also.
Rocchio was really good.
Rocchio made an awesome play. Real nice scoop by Rhys Hoskins. I think I want to say it was the 5th inning, maybe? Or the 6th. I don't remember what inning it was. But Jose had a long throw to make from third, and he hopped it, and he bounced it. And Hopkins made a nice play.
I had a question on that real quick. Just in general.
Yeah.
Why are some first basemen so significantly better at scooping than others? It's obviously a skill you can work on, but
it's the same as any other skill.
But do you think there's
I think you're
an innate ability to be better at that particular facet of fielding?
100%.
So what goes into it? Why are some guys
I think some of it's just instinct. I think that's a lot of it. Some of it's athleticism and the ability to kind of get that good stretch. I think there's also a major advantage for lefties. Generally, the best defensive first basemen are lefties. It's easier. It's a more natural look at, because when you play first base, your throwing hand is on the base, right?
Yeah, so lefties,
because you want your glove
closer to
the other fielders. For a lefty, it's a little more natural because you're kind of facing the field, whereas a righty, especially from third base, is kind of in a way turned backwards. Kind of your back is facing home plate. With a lefty, your back is never facing home plate. Maybe a tiny bit if you're catching from second. It's just a more natural stretch. So I think you think about all the great first basemen of all time. Most of them are there are some great righties. Andres Galarraga was a great defensive player, but Keith Hernandez, Don Mattingly, Mark Grace, Rizzo in his prime.
Todd Helton was a really good.
What's
one.
that?
Todd Helton.
Todd Helton, all lefties.
And for pickoffs, for pickoff attempts, it's just a straight slap down. But they do teach the way that they teach scooping now. I don't know if it's different than it was 30 years ago, but it's you go all the way to the ground and you come up, so it's down.
So you're following the ball.
So I mean, I believe it or not, I know I'm short. I played first base when I was younger.
I'm short.
and I was really good at just a pick on a short hop, just a short hop. But they don't teach that. Now it's you go all the way down and you bring the glove up. So you start all the way, and it's almost like an elevator shaft. You get all the way down and you come up. It's personal preference. I think what some guys are more comfortable with than others. And some guys are just better at it than others.
I think a lot of it is just instinct. Is just a feel for where the ball, having that feel and experience. I think, you're in the game longer, you kind of have a better feel for how the ball's going to hop. Yeah. I know that, especially at home. But, some guys are better.
I was kind of asking just because Hoskins made that nice scoop yesterday. We talked about how bad Manzardo's been defensively. Right. Is that something that he will improve upon, or is that just going to be a major
he's still a very young
game?
player. I know he's terrible defensively. But let's face it, he hasn't played a lot of first base in the last 2 years.
Because he's terrible. So it's
the
chicken and the egg,
right? Is he terrible? It plays a role. Now, they need him to get better because you don't want him at this age to be stuck at DH only all the time.
Yes,
so
that's a huge hindrance.
They need him to become at least adequate at the and that can happen. I mean, you got to put in the work and you can get better. But it's a big flaw. And overall, the Guardians are very strong defensively. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, when Kwan's in center, they're weaker in left. Kafis has struggled the other day in left, and but on the rest of the obviously on the infield they're in very good shape. And
Arias homer yesterday.
Arias,
I'll tell you, I did not think that ball was getting out when he first hit it.
No,
that ball
it
really
just kept drift. Yeah,
that's a shot. Center field at Dodger Stadium.
That's deep.
First of all, Dodger Stadium is not a good home run hitter's park.
Despite the fact that it had the most home runs in any stadium last year, but I think that's more. Yeah, I think it's more due to the fact that the lineup,
so many superstar hitters.
Their lineup
but
is so stacked.
It's a tough park. They just have so many superstars. I'm surprised it had the most home runs. But what did you say, Anthony?
I
got it. So anyway, it was to me it was a great road trip. You got to feel really good heading into this first series. There's clearly still some flaws on the team, and we'll see over the long run who hits, and we'll see when Chase DeLauder's back in the lineup. Obviously, he got hurt already. It seems minor, but they're going to be careful with him.
Yeah, I thought that was a nothing burger.
Right, but he did sit out. I would assume he'll be in the lineup tomorrow.
Yes.
If he's not in the lineup tomorrow, then maybe I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
But it made sense with a day off to give him 2 days off in a row.
They didn't show him, but they made it sound like he was getting a bat and getting loose yesterday when
that's
Martinez
true.
Went down in the box. He might be ready to come in the game. So I'm going to assume it's nothing, and he'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Right.
I mean, Vogt said he was going to get yesterday off anyway before the road trip.
But we talked about that before the season. I was like, guys, he's not going to play 7 days a week.
No, they got to be careful with him.
Yes, he's going to get a day off. You're going to DH him, and that's exactly how the first week went. He DH. He gets a day off, scheduled day off.
I actually think he's done a pretty good job, Vogt, with the lineup. You know, like Rhys Hoskins has done a nice job. You don't want to have him out of the lineup every day, but you got to prioritize the young hitters.
Yep.
Sure, and then you pick and choose the spots where these guys are off. He's kind of phased in everybody a little bit, I think, pretty well. And so I like what they've done so far. Looking forward to the home opener. I'm going Saturday. Hopefully the weather's nice Saturday. A little disappointed that's not a day game. By the way, there's a feature. I'm not sure if this is new. And I don't know if you could do it on the TV, because last night I was watching the game on my computer, and I have a pretty big screen on my computer, so it's a good, it's good view. And I'm watching the game, and you can switch the audio to the radio broadcast. Can you do that on TV also?
I'm not sure TV, but NBA League Pass gives you the opportunity or the ability to pick and choose which broadcast you're
I
listening
thought
to.
that was an Apple TV thing. That's
No,
cool.
Guardians TV allows you to do it.
Guardians TV allows that?
So I was watching the game, and then I'm like, let me listen to Hammy for a while.
Yeah.
So and it syncs it up
And it
automatically.
oh, wow.
Oh, that's
was
awesome.
great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was great, and it was funny actually. Real quick, it was funny because on the Rokio play, I'm watching it. I'm like, wow, what a play! And Hammy didn't get that excited. He kind of downplays him a little bit sometimes. And then once the play was over, he got excited.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, that was a pretty darn good play. But that's a nice feature. One last thing. I love the Peacock broadcasts.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Having
so
the
far.
one analyst from each team.
Yeah.
Fantastic.